Hello YouTube, it's Karma here doing one of the latest recaps I think I've ever done for Dollhouse. If you didn't watch my Supernatural video, I'm actually going to school 6 days a week right now, and Friday and Saturday from 8 to 5, so I really don't have that much time to watch TV, and I've never said that before in my life. I've never ever been behind on shows before in my whole life, but hey, that's college for you. You gotta love it, right? So here's my recap and thoughts for Season 2, Episode 2 of Dollhouse called Instinct. Starts off with Paul, the agent, ex-agent, in Topher's room where he imprints, and he's sitting in the chair, and then Topher comes in and kind of scares him, and he said they're talking about Echo's imprint this time. We have yet to see what it is, but we found out later in the episode that she is imprinted to become a mom. And Topher actually changed her brain to make her lactate, for the men out there, give milk to babies via other parts of the body. So, you know, Topher's just raving on, I'm just the best, look at me, he can change your physique, basically. And then, so Echo's, like I said, she's breastfeeding, and she thinks that she's the mom of this newborn baby. And her love interest, whatever, her husband, actually, whenever he leaves, he locks all the doors and stuff, and, you know, he's been really distant lately, and her friend is actually Sierra, who's imprinted to be her friend, and she's like, I think he's having an affair. Oh my gosh! Oh, sorry. It's snowing outside! I'm doing this in front of a window. This is not the time or place to be talking about it, but I see snowflakes! Ow! Okay, sorry, that's way off topic. Yeah, okay, sorry. So she's with Sierra, she thinks he's having an affair, and she's like, just go home and take a break, you've been too busy, blah, blah, blah. When Echo, or whoever she is, Echo, goes into the husband's office, she breaks in and finds all these pictures of other women, and she tells him, and he's like, I used to love her and she died, and this is before I met you. She's like, oh, I understand. He's like, just go to sleep, I'll take care of the baby. And he ends up calling the Dollhouse and saying, this isn't working. His exact words are, this is not working, get rid of her, I'll get rid of the baby. And Echo, freaks out, because trying to take her baby, come on. And so, she ends up trying to leave the next day with the baby. She says she's going to the park, and she calls Sierra, come get me, you know, I can't leave. And then she sees Sierra outside the window, but then a van comes to take her, so she's just paranoid, thinking, this guy's trying to kill me and take my baby. So she ends up, Ballard and all them come, because, you know, this is a problem, and they end up, she climbs out of a window, one of those, fire ladder things, and she escapes. She tries, when she's on the street, she sees the van, and she goes up to some cops and says, you know, my husband's trying to kill me, take my baby. She's in an interrogation room, they're treating it as kind of a domestic abuse thing, and then Ballard shows up with the husband, and they say, hey, that's my baby, but you're not the mom, making it look like she's a kidnapper. And so they separate her from the baby, and she, kudos to Eliza Dushku, because she just starts freaking out. Somebody's really trying to take her baby. She's freaking out, screaming, and it was really emotional. It was crazy. She ends up going, you know, to the Dollhouse, lays in the chair for a treatment, and she gets wiped, and then Topher's or she says, did I fall asleep? And Topher's like, yes, would you like to leave? And she, punches him, and she goes after her baby, and DeWitt ends up talking to Topher about it, and Ballard, and saying, that the body is stronger than the brain, and her maternal instinct is too strong for a normal wife, which is true. I'm not a mom, but I'm an aunt, and I kind of go to what they're saying, it's a really strong feeling, and so it's way too strong for an imprint. So she goes back, you know, to try to get the baby, and she's kind of imprinty, she gets in the car, and she's like, go, please, and she's, you know, she's still kind of Echo, but then she's still kind of this mom. There's this big scene where she goes back to the house and has the baby and a knife in her hand. It's kind of reminiscent of Rosemary's Baby, if any of you have seen that. And she's just talking to him, and he explains to her what happened, and then she ends up calming down and giving him the baby, and then at the end she ends up talking to Ballard, and she's like, every time this happens, I feel these imprints, I feel them all. And she says, and he's like, if you want, I can do this on my own, you don't have to help me bring out the Dollhouse. And she's like, he's like, Topher can make you feel nothing, and she says feeling nothing would be worse than not feeling anything at all. She says they made me love this baby, then they took him away from me. So that's the thing with Echo. Senator Daniel Perrin, Alexis Denisov's character, I still think of him as Wesley, so if I call him like Wesley Daniel, just, that's how it's gonna be, because that's how I remember him. Wesley Daniel Perrin, whatever, he's trying to crack the dollhouse, basically, and figure out what's going on. He's where Paul was last year, not much going on there. Melly / November / Madeline needs a diagnostic because she's out of the dollhouse, you know, whatnot. So the way it comes, and she gets a diagnostic, and then she sees Echo coming in, and she talks to Paul, and blah. So that's the episode in a nutshell. I actually really like this episode because not for the first time, but like, Echo didn't have a glitch this time. It was like something Topher did that made her get this glitch. Like, it wasn't her, it wasn't because of imprints or because of human Darwin, whatever, you know, human instinct. Well, it was, but it was like, it wasn't because of Echo, it's because of Topher, and like how strong that maternal instinct was. So I really, really liked that. It was a little different than what we've seen before. So that was the episode, very late recap, but that's just how it's going to be for a few weeks until midterms are over, so woo! But good episode. So I will see you guys soon for more Dollhouse, and I'm going to go see what's going on with the snow going on behind this camera. I'm so excited it's snowing. Yeah, so that's it. I will see you guys soon for more Dollhouse. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Bye!